Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. And it's E&M week. It's coming to a close. We do not have a live lecture tomorrow. We do not have a Q&A tomorrow. You do have phone call hours still left on the calendar where you can call me with questions. I know some of you are struggling with the E&M codes, and I get it. It took me a long time to understand how to process the E&Ms. I have a little scenario for you. Maybe this will help. If you think of it like this, you have $1, okay? You have $1 to spend in the candy store. Now this, for some of you that may be a little younger, there used to be corner stores or candy stores that had penny candy or nickel candy. So, if you were lucky, you would get $1, or you would collect up glass bottles, and they would be worth 10 cents. You could redeem them at the corner stores and collect up enough for $1. So then you had a whole dollar to spend at the candy store. That was fun back when I was a child. So you had a whole dollar to spend, and you could spend up to $1. Okay, so you could spend 50 cents, you could spend a quarter, you could spend 75 cents. Your E&M codes are similar to that. You have the information in your documentation. Sometimes you have enough information to get you to the level 4. And when I say 4, that could be for new patient or established patient. 99204 or 99214. And that would be for your HPI, your review of systems, and your exam. Those are 3 separate areas. In each of those areas, you have to fill in your elements to get up to the amount of elements to get to a detailed examination or a detailed HPI. So let's say if you look at the grid or the tables that I provided you in the scans in last night's announcements, okay, and you have enough information in your HPI, in your review of systems, to get you to the 4 for a brand new patient. Yeah, up here, brand new patient, okay, but your examination, you only have enough to get you to a 2, okay, so you're all the way over here in your HPI in the 4 section, but in your examination you're back down here at the 2, okay. You can't make that 2 become a 4 because there's just not enough. You can't make the dollar become $1.50 because you don't have enough money. You have the dollar to cover the 4, so you've got, your HPI, and you got your review of systems, and you got your 4, but down here in your examination, you just don't have it. You've only got 50 cents. So, you could get your soda pop for $1. You can't get the bag of chips. You only got $1. Okay, so think of it that way. So what you have to do is you have to only go with the 1, and you have to back that 1 back, okay? So the 4 on a new patient, you can't stretch the examination over to the 4. You just can't do it. That's overcoding. You have to bring back your HPI and your review of systems to meet the 2. You have to line them up because it's 3 out of 3 for a new patient. So you've already passed up the 2 on your HPI and your review systems. You've already covered the 2. You've covered the 3. You made it all the way to 4 with the amount of information you were provided. But your examination doesn't have it. You've only got enough to get to the 2 on your table. So you have to back up your HPI and your review of systems to meet the 2 on the examination. Then you follow your table all the way down, and it'll give you your code that you have at the bottom, which would be a 99202. I hope this is a better way for you to understand and to look at it. When you get down to your established patients down here, it's a little different. You only need 2 of 3. So if you have over here, you have in your HPI, in your review of systems, if you have enough to get to 99213, and then in your examination you get a 99213, but your medical decision making is a straightforward and that's only a 99211. Let me look at my book and make sure I'm telling you right. Straightforward is a 99212. That's okay, because you only need the top two. You only need 2 of 3. So you can forget about that bottom one. You don't have to reverse back on your established patients. You have enough to get your 99213. Now, on your emergency room patients, it's the same as your new patients. Your consultations are the same as your new patients. Your established patients for your primary care provider visits are the only ones that are lenient. They are your elements, your components, you only require 2 of the 3. You've got 3 key components. If you don't remember those, look back at the PowerPoint from the live lecture, okay? You only need 2 of the 3 key components to get your higher level of E&M code, okay? Think of it that way. I used a reference the other day about, a baseball game. For some of you that like sports, when you're, doing softball or baseball, if you made it to third base, you've passed up first base, you've passed up second base, you've gone all the way to third. Could you run back to second? Well, you've already been there, done that. The person behind you on first base hasn't made it to second base yet. They're not there yet. They haven't made it to third base yet. So they're not there. They're stuck on first base. They don't have what it takes to get to third base. They could get out between first and second. They're on that number 1 base. But you've got a person on third base. So that's your 3. You got to think of it that way. The third person the person on the third base has already covered the first base. They've covered the second base. They've made it to the third base. So there's your 3. And if it was a new patient, and then you have a 3 and you have a 1, well, that person on the third base has got to come back to the first person, okay? Because that person on the first base hasn't made it to third base yet. So they don't have enough to get to third base. There's just not enough willpower for them to make it to third base. So it's similar, and you can probably take many different scenarios in your life and utilize the same thought processes for getting your codes and your established patients, and how to see how to get to that particular code in your table. I provided another PDF that shows you how to break down your HPI. I will try to get the review of systems today to show you what to look at in your note that may help you. I know in your e-textbook and in your CPT book, there's some good information about different elements to pick up out of your note to use for your review of system and for your examination. So if those are confusing you, I understand. I think your written assignment, the best that I could tell, gives you what you need. So you should be able to take, I think the one that we were utilizing that a couple of people were having problems with was number 11. So it actually tells you, your chief complaint. It tells you that you have a detailed history. It tells you that you have a comprehensive exam, and your medical decision making is moderate complexity. So I think we determined, because there was over 3 years, this is a new patient. So again, we have detailed history, which in my table, a detailed history for a new patient is going to be a 99203. And then we have a comprehensive examination, which is a 99204. And we have medical decision making is moderate complexity. That's a 99204. So we've got 2 of them that are hitting the bullet at 99204. And then we have one that's hitting the bullet at 99203. So the one that's hitting the bullet at 99203 doesn't have enough information to get to the 4. For a new patient, we need 3 of 3 elements. So we have to back those 2 4s up to the 3 where they all line up. And our code's going to be 99203 for number 11. That's the way to look at it. You can't stretch that 3 to get to the 4. There's just not enough information. But you can bring back those 4s to meet the 3 and line them up. I hope this helps. And if not, you have my cell phone number. I have telephone hours. Get a hold of me and let's talk this out. Have a happy Friday, everybody.